Okay, in today's video, we're going to discuss why people get so frustrated trying to transition from Windows apps to Linux apps. My example here will be Inkscape. We all know from previous experience that we want to create a rectangle. We click on the rectangle tool and we hold the shift key if we want it to come out square, right? And we don't hold the shift key if we want it to be a rectangle. We already know that. What we don't know is how do we change the stroke and fill items. Well, in this particular program, if you come down here, we'll go back to our selection tool for a minute so we don't do anything crazy. We'll select this one right here. It's already selected. If you notice down here, we got the fill color and the stroke color. You can right click on these and it gives you choices, which we don't care right now. It gives you choices. But I want to change that cover, so how do I do that? Well, if I just click on this thing over here, you notice that that's changing the fill cover. Okay, so how do I change the stroke cover? Well, since it's a new program, we don't know that. This is the problem with the transition. So what we find out eventually is that if I hold the shift key, now when I select a cover, that cover goes to the stroke. If I don't hold the shift key, then that cover goes to the fill. So this is how we're doing fills right now. Hold the shift key, I'm doing strokes. But you have to know that to use this program, and that's the things that nobody's teaching. Everybody's getting bogged down and saying, oh, look at this pretty circle. We can make this text wrapped around a circle, la da da, who cares? What I want to know is how to use the tools. And when I make a video in this channel, it's going to be about how to use the tools, not how to create things. We already know how to create things. We just need to know where the tools are. So in the same example, right down here is stroke. This is apparently the size of the stroke. Well, what's that number being? 254. I have no idea. If I right click on this number down here, it tells me it's a millimeter number. We can change to other standards. And right now it's 2.54. If I click away, you can see it's a 2.54. So that's how you do the stroke and the fill covers and sizes. I should say the stroke size. Now look here, you see a little tiny O. That stands for opacity if you put your mouse on it. So we can change the opacity of this selected item. So we're going to decrease the opacity so it's more translucent. And once again, we run it clear down to almost nothing there. So, but you have to understand that that's when you click this little O. If you click this one, and right click this one, I should say, then you change the stroke size. If you click on the little O, then and use these plus and minuses, you're simply changing the opacity. So these are how to use the tools themselves. This is what we need to know in these videos, and that's where I'm going to focus all my time and energy. So this is just a short example of why you need a video on various apps showing how to use the tools. You already know how to use the functions. That's not the problem. We need to know how to use the tools. So hopefully this gives you a heads up for what's coming in the near future in this channel.